So we are live now.
Hello, everyone.
Let's see how many people are here. Well, how to speak this name?
Oh, it's called
Berhagen.
Wolhagen. Okay. Then George, right? Welcome to our Sovol live stream. So we can say, wait. Let's wait. More people are here. Just wait 7 minutes.
Hello, George. How are you doing today?
Do you know George before?
I do not, but there's
Oh,
always time now.
yeah. He is also active in our user group.
He was part of our last live show as well. The one Diz was here last time as well.
Let's see. Did you have a cat in your home?
I do. He's over there meowing by the door.
Yeah, I can hear his voice now. Very cute. Hey, why would I didn't say our live in our page?
What's that?
Me, I didn't see the live on our Facebook page. Maybe it didn't update. I fresh again.
Um,
Still didn't see. It's no problem. Just continue. Hello. It's party time.
it's
Yeah.
party time.
Yes, we can have many people are here and just talking, free talking. We can talk everything we want to know. What's printing? We are printing a read model. A model. It is what's that? What's that?
oh, it's a Buddha statue.
Okay, Buddha statue. We have another model, but I didn't see that.
So you're printing a Buddha statue.
Yeah, here.
Yes, we already got one.
Well, I just looking for this. Can you see that? It, I think it's a traditional Chinese model because people also very like this. Oh yes, your what's your
This
favorite?
was an angel statue that I had printed. Was our first or second live stream?
Yeah, I see that. Angel, right? Okay. Uh, from
Hello, Onraz.
Argentina.
There's no
Argentina.
need to cry.
So we already have 19 people now, so we can start our life. Uh, did you say he? I want so he's my new partner in Sovol and his job is you can I think you can introduce yourself.
Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Alexander. Yeah, you guys can just call me Alex. Yeah, but please don't be lazy. Just call me the L. Okay. And I'm new to the Sovol. I'm so excited to join this high tech company. Yeah, because they are making amazing stuff. So my role is the Sovol's you can say chief evangelist. So I'm in charge of the branding and digital marketing.
Yeah, that's very good. So I'm very excited. I have a new partner, and he will help Sova and help our community to grow our brand. So more and more people will know Sova as well.
Oh, hello, Wahagan. Hello, Andrew.
Yeah, we have many people have to say hello.
Yes, hello. I think there is Andrew, Russ, Verhagen. They've all said hello, but I didn't want to cut off into your uh, introduction there, Alex.
Yeah.
So you're brand new to Sovol. So are you new to 3D printing as well?
Yes, I am. Before I only learned about the 3D printing from my relatives who are working in the medical industry. Like say, I got the brother-in-law. He's a doctor, and uh, he see a lot of, let's say, medical stuff that printed by the 3D printers, and also from my cousin's husband. Yeah, they told me about how the 3D printing is helping them in the medical industry. That's all I know before I enter this company.
So how did you know Sova? Where did you say our the employment?
Well, because I'm I have a crazy passion on the high tech stuff, including the 3D printing and artificial intelligence. So when I browse the 3D printing videos on the YouTube, and I find the Sovol. It's
Oh, you see us on YouTube channel.
yes,
That's amazing. Also, we have many people know us from the YouTube because we sent some printers to the YouTube influencer, and so he when the people watching their videos about SVO1, then he will search server on Google. So anyone here know Sova because of the YouTube videos? Hey, Jeremy, yes, it's Hedy here.
So
And
the biggest question that I'm sure all of us are wondering right now is being that your previous work had to do with AI and now you're going into 3D printing. Are
yeah,
you going to try to mix the AI in with the 3D printing?
oh, that's a very good question. So, in my opinion, the 3D printing can print everything already exists in the world, and also the things that not even exist in the world. For example, some anime IP, let's say, designed by yourself. So what I am thinking is, let's say, we can combine the 3D printing and artificial intelligence in this way. We can use the 3D print to print a different parts of the robot, and then use the algorithm to programming for the robot. In this way, we can integrate the AI and the 3D printing. Actually, there are already one example in the Sovol's company. So yesterday, I saw a mini yellow robot printed by our 3D printer. You know what? I can even make it dance. Amazing, amazing mini yellow robot, 3D printed.
That is absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, but for more integration, I think it's even far beyond my imagination. You even have a better vision than me.
when he first
Excellent answer. I like that.
yeah, when he first come in the first day he come to Sova, he just said so the Sova face mask buckle, that I printed with TPU red TPU filament, and I uploaded that video on our YouTube channel, and he is very curious about that, and because it's very soft because he usually say the model it is printed with the PLA and it is solid, so he's very think it's amazing. And then I told him to search face shaders and face mask printed with SVO1 in our group, and he is so excited because the 3D printer can do many things to help people, and now it is helps the hospitals. Yeah.
There is a question in the comments. George Wallace asked Justin, I need to print a soft edge TPU over PLA. Do you have any tricks or how to do this? When you go through and try to switch filaments, is it like a wheel and the outer part is trying to be the TPU, or is it a model where you get up to a certain point and then it needs to be GPU after that? Because there's two parts here. If you're going through and doing a wheel that needs to be TPU around the outside, you'll have to do it as two different parts and find a way to mate them afterwards. If it is a model that goes up for a certain height, there is a a change at height function where during slicing you could stop at that height, and at that height you can tell it to slow down, change temperature, and you can even have it stop long enough for you to change out that material so that you can get the desired result. But unless you have a printer that has multiple heads, you're not going to be able to go through and have the same change materials in the same layer, because that's basically what we're restricted to here. Without several heads or like a tool changer system, you will have to either stop at height and make those changes in your slicer, or
it's informative, and so that he will know how to deal with TPO filament. George, actually, we have uploaded a TPO profile on about Cura on our user group, so you can also download it that and check the setting. Thank you, Justin. Yeah.
if you were printing a mask and you're doing it I guess the filter part down, when you get up to a certain layer, you probably could go through and change out the filament there. But with TPU, I've went from printing at 80 to 100 millimeters per second, all the way down to 40. So you have to change your speeds there. I know that at least.
Okay. Here is another question. Did you get multiple extruders on Sovol printer? Sure, you can print multiple color filament.
Verhagen, on the original Creality 2.2 motherboard, there is a second extruder motor along with thermistor input, so that you could have a second extruder on there. But it is not implemented as of right now. So in order to do that, you'd have to get yourself another extruder motor,
Yeah,
some
you
type of way to change the filament, whether it be like a hot end that has like a 2-into-1, or one that has just 2 hot ends. You would need the wiring and a second thermistor as well.
someone also asked me if Sovol can have two nozzles, two extruder, but I say it can't. The mainboard doesn't fit to actually it doesn't fit to extruders. So then we have dual extruder printer. It will be SVO2. Why can't you use the slicer and save two files, one with POA?
That is a good point, One Raz. With that, I do not think Cura has the option to go through and start or stop printing at height like Simplified 3D does. Simplified 3D does have the option where you could go through and start printing at a certain height, and without that particular function, I don't see it being possible without just adding a pause function where you manually do it. I do not think you can go through and change the profile that you're using halfway through the print. As of yet, anyway. I'm sure there'll be some coming out in the future, but
Okay. I noticed another comment. Is that our price is going up, right?
Brian, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
I am seeing it everywhere, not just with Sovol, but with other 3D printing companies
You
and
already
for
noticed.
all materials in general.
Yeah.
One of the biggest things is DHL, one of the main shippers between China and the US, are they usually ship a lot of things through passenger planes, like empty spots on passenger planes. And without so much travel as of right now, I know DHL has went through and upped their prices to go through and make up for that. And it all trickles down to everybody. And I don't know all this for fact through Sovol or anything, but prices do fluctuate, and I'm assuming that the coronavirus or COVID-19 does have a role to play with what's going on with this. Do you guys have a better answer than I have?
You are very correct. The shipping fee basically increasing every day. So it's very expensive actually. So the price and the commission on Amazon is also higher. So and you can see many printers not only Sovol and their price are being higher, and the stock of the printer also many printers are out of stock, and because of the production or the delivery. So but our price won't be higher anymore, because you may on Amazon maybe you can it will be available tomorrow or on the weekend.
What will be available tomorrow or the weekend?
Yeah, because the stock is not enough now. Even though even though my colleague raised the price. Okay, let me see. The bed of this printer is also accepted on print POA. The first layer doesn't ever want to come out proper. Really?
Well, I got to admit I'm kind of a bad Sovol user in that aspect. From day one, I flipped my bed over, glass over, so I print straight to glass, and I use hairspray.
Yeah.
And that's what I use on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 7 that I have right now. So I just print straight to glass. So I don't even use the mesh grid portion. Uh, the hairspray goes through and gives it a nice hold to the glass, and as soon as it cools, it goes through and pops right off.
Yeah. Some people have the problem to remove the model. Then it would be heavy hot end too if you keep. Yes, the direct jet extruder is a bit heavier.
Russ is referring to if we were to go through and have the dual extrusion and the direct drive, having the two sets of motors and extruders on the X gantry, that would make it very heavy. I do agree with you.
Yes. When will you missed the last live, but maybe I didn't talk. I didn't talk much about that. Maybe Jew, I think, but it's just my opinion. Maybe not, but I think maybe Jew. Can you explain a bit about how the build touch works on the printer?
All right. The BL Touch, first of all, is not your one-stop answer for never having to level your bed again. I cannot stress that enough. And a lot of people go through and think of it as that, so they buy it and they still can't figure out why they can't get their bed leveled and why they cannot get it to work properly. Um, in the settings for a BL Touch, there is a minimum and maximum deviation. And if you go over that maximum deviation, then it doesn't work very well. So first off, you got to get your bed level. The number one way to do that is as soon as you get a printer, your first printer, you have to sit down and learn the proper distance that your nozzle needs to be from your bed at every point in the build area. Now, there are things that nobody can go through and help. Even with glass, even with any type of build plate, there will be some sort of waviness to it in certain areas, and that just cannot be avoided. Now, a BL Touch goes through and probes the bed and makes a grid of that bed. Now, it sets it up kind of like a picture, and when it takes your model into consideration as it's planning for every layer, especially the first one, if it is low in that spot, it'll make a change to the G code from your slicer to go through and raise that spot up. If it's high in that spot, it'll change the G code to lower that spot. So a BL Touch does nothing more than alleviate the small imperfections that you cannot do yourself. So that's basically how it works.
Maybe we should. How about if we make another video about how to use Beer Touch with the Marlin 2.0 version?
That is most definitely. We can go ahead and get that done at a later date.
Yeah. Okay. Then I will plan on that. Ask our engineer to do a video and maybe then I can add the caption to explain how to use that and how uh, about how the build touch works on the SBO1. So thank you. It's a very good idea, and then people also can watch that video, and then he will know how to use the build touch. Also, we only have a video about how to flash the firmware and installation, but it's very helpful, I think. many people said that it's very detailed and clean. We have to try that first.
I'm trying to catch up on some of the comments. I apologize.
I can make it on just nothing, but okay, and it is another printer. Format data. Okay, I see this comment and I will remember that. Large format data. Okay, I will do that later. Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul.
We are very good. Thank you. It's no thanks.
With Delta printers, either A, they're good, or B, they're very bad. It really depends on how you go through and do it. And for large format ones, you have to have very thick extrusions, otherwise you get a lot of vibration factors.
Yeah. Yeah, under extrusion, or it is a question. Some people may have the issues of under extrusion. Many times, yes, they post many times. So can you explain that?
Under extrusion happens a lot by normally, let's see, 1, 2, 2 to 3 things depending on what you're doing. First of all, when you go through and start your print and it is too close to the bed, it might go through and restrict the flow of the filament out of the nozzle, and too much of the restriction might start a partial clog, and that will give you the under extrusion. Second of all, on your extruder, there is a little thumb screw you can turn that adjusts the tension that the gears have on the filament itself. And if it's not tight enough, or if you have it too tight, it can go through and either A, slip on your filament and not grab it properly and to push it through the hot end, or B, if it's too tight, it might go through and grind away your filament, leaving you little low spots. And those low spots will be under extrusion when they hit the extruder, because your extruder is set up to push 1.75 millimeter filament through it. And if you have spots that are lower than 1.75, then that will be an under extrusion.
Yeah.
Also, the last thing is the filament itself. No matter how hard a company tries, there is always deviation. And depending on the filament itself and the company, some will not put out a product that is plus or minus 0.03. But I've also seen companies out there will put out things that go from, my lowest was 1.6 millimeters. So I was having a crazy time trying to figure out what was going on with my printer, and it turned out to be the filament itself, because that filament went from 1.6 in places all the way up to 2.0 millimeters. So my extruder had no idea what was going on.
Yeah. When I meet that problem, I often ask the engineer, and his reply is to check the gear, the gear on the extruder, and check the cooling fan if it is working well, or other things I didn't remember clearly. But I think I will post about how to solve the problem of under extrusion. Just I got the explanation from the engineer. Justin's explanation is also very clear. What's during the I think I already talked that just now because of the shipping fee, the commission we have to pay. Amazon recently is higher, and the delivery the shipping fee is still higher. Another factor is because it is nearly out of stock, so he just have to my colleague have to protect his account because if it is long because if the product is out of stock for a long time, it will affect his account. What's the size on Sovol 3D printer? Do you mean the printing size or the whole size of this printer? If if you mean the building volume, the printing size, it is 218 millimeters.
280.
Yeah, 218 millimeters, and then the y axis it is 214 millimeters, and the height, the z, it is 300. How often you change out another?
I normally don't change them out very often.
Yeah.
Really, if you're just printing PLA, I've used the same nozzle for 6 to 8 months at a time. If you go through and use more abrasive filaments, anything that has additives, whether it be glow in the dark, wood filaments, glitter filaments, and especially carbon fiber, you want to have hardened nozzles because it will go through and tear out your it'll wear the hole in your nozzle to the point where it's a 1.75 millimeter nozzle. It can be that bad, especially with carbon fiber and glow in the dark filaments. But normally, just printing PLA, I've put probably over 1,000 hours on one nozzle, depending on how well you take care of it. I have gotten to a point where I've gotten a couple, small clogs, but I just use the little acupuncture needle that had come with the machine, and it comes right out normally. So
Do you use that to clean the nozzle?
I do. As long as the nozzle is warm, I just slide it up through it's the same size as your nozzle hole, so it really gets all the gunk out of there. I did want to state one more thing about the price. The actual retail price of the SVO1 was $349. So basically, they've had a lot of sales, and sometimes those sales end. We just kind of got to go with the flow, and we got to hope for the best for them. We got to hope for the best for us, and we just got to ride with it.
But the price on our website didn't change. I'm responsible for our website. I didn't change the price. But to be honest, the shipping fee is really expensive. You can believe me.
The last time I tried to ship 5 rolls straight from China of 5 kilograms of filament straight to USA, they wanted to charge me $85. So
$85.
That was before all of this going on right now.
Oh, okay.
So I really understand where you're coming from with that.
Thank you. I noticed the price for other printers also raised on last week. Also, someone also mentioned that. What's that?
These are what I've had 3 printers going nonstop printing for the last week. They're the face shields.
Oh, yeah.
This is a complete stack of 30
Yeah.
that I'll have to break apart and sanitize. But so 30, 60,
40, 60. Okay.
90, 120,
Yeah.
and then I got 3 more sets going right now, and I have 2 more already finished sitting over there. So I was going to try to work on a TPO profile for you guys,
Oh,
but there's been a really high demand of face masks in the area, and I just haven't had a chance to. I apologize for me to you guys, but it still is on my to-do list to get a good TPU profile. I did make one print with it, but
Have
it
you,
did not turn out very well. Where
have
did
you
it?
checked the TPO filament? Where is it now?
I don't believe I should have it for another 4 days if the calculations were correct. I think it was April 18th through April 20th. It was when I should be receiving it.
April 20?
April 20th, yes.
Okay, maybe it's over a month. I didn't remember when I sent you the TPO filament.
That would have been
Maybe in the first
4
live
weeks ago
stream,
today.
maybe for the first live stream I did with you. After that live stream, I sent you the TPO filament, and the I hope you can when you receive the TPO filament, you can have many amazing stuff to share in our group. So just to know, the Alex is interested in the features you printed, so he has some questions about that.
so how many have you printed last week?
Well, the first week that I was printing, I was able to make 100, and I was doing them one. I was able to do 2 on the Sovol, 3 on another printer, and 2 on another printer. So I was doing them single stack, just 3, 2, 2, so 7 at a time. Every 2 hours, I'd have to switch them out. So I was constantly up and down, waiting for it to finish, staying up way late, more than I should, and I was still able to print over 100 a week on 3 machines.
You did hard work to help people.
Now, I had a friend of mine, Terry, who did the live stream with us last week, go through and actually stack them up so that I could print more than 2 to 3 at a time.
Yeah.
So it's usually 26 to 28 hours, I get a stack of 30 face shields, and that's a lot more than I can normally do. Even I'm still working full time, so that's a lot more than I can normally do on a normal basis.
You didn't work. You didn't work recently.
I had a day off recently, yes,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but I spent that day going through trying to fix my other printers
Okay.
and disinfecting all the masks and getting the clear plastic, the holes punched in it to complete the masks.
Yeah. We said the face mask that we have we have got some face mask. Then I will send you five. Send you five, and we have another. But we don't have more, so we can also give away this face mask to another two people. So how can we do this giveaway?
Oh, so for another 10 facial masks, we will
Yeah.
do the lucky draw. Let the guard decide who are the ones should receive the facial mask. Okay.
Okay, so how can you need still just use that website to choose two person?
Yep. But not now, not now. Okay.
Not
we
now. Okay.
Yeah, because we want it happen. Let's say later. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So, Alex, I know about your liking of the AI.
Yeah.
What other types of hobbies do you have that you enjoy?
You mean enjoy the artificial intelligence as my hobby?
I was wondering, are there other hobbies that you like?
Oh yeah, I have many hobbies. I love kung fu, traveling. Yeah,
Kung
Wow,
Fu?
cool.
yes, I love kung fu very
What
much.
kinds of kung fu do you know?
Yeah, I know how to play the 垂雷法. Yeah, actually, it's a combination of the southern Chinese punch and the northern Shaolin.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I know that.
yeah. You know
How long
what?
have you been studying that?
Yeah, I have learned kung fu for more than 2 years.
Where did
That
you
is pretty awesome.
Australia or in
Yes, yes.
China?
I learned kung fu when I was in Australia, and my master, or you can also say the 师傅 is Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In Chinese, speak like a 师傅.
yeah. But in English, it's also got the word 师傅. It spells like SIFU.
Sifu?
Yeah. Correct.
Great job. Very clear. That's right.
Yeah.
So, is there many people know Kung Fu in Australia?
Well, not many.
Not
A-
many. Okay.
Actually, we are training in a small kung fu club, but everyone got a huge passion on kung fu.
Wow. That's very cool.
And you know what? I don't mind to tell you. My master actually he's pure Australian.
Really?
Yes, yes. My 师傅 Nick, he's a pure Australian, but he learned this kung fu from a master from Hong Kong.
That is very interesting and exciting, really.
And you said about Australia. Do you have some experience to share about your life in Australia?
Oh yeah. So I came back to China almost 1 year ago. So almost say the June of 2019. So I have working and studying for almost 4 years in Australia. Yeah. So before I enter the Monash University, the one of the top 8 universities in Australia. So you guys may don't have the concept of the top 8 university in Australia. You can regard it as equivalent of the Ivy League in America. So after I enter the Monash Uni, yeah, the Australians always shorten the words. They just call the university Uni. Okay, I don't know whether the American got the way to shorten the words.
You can ask them. They are all most of them are American.
Yeah. So after I enter the Monash Uni, I specialize in marketing. Yeah, because I got a huge passion on marketing. Yeah, I always tell the people around me, you guys can just call me the crazy marketing nut. Yes, crazy marketing nut. But be careful. This nut is not the peanut. It's not the walnut. It's not the coconut. It's just one kind of a nut. It's a crazy marketing nut. Okay.
Sure. So I think you should tell them your name again because there are
Okay.
many new guys here.
Okay. No problem. So my whole name is Alexander Wang. The Wang is my family name. Yeah. Alexander.
What's your Chinese name?
Oh, my Chinese name Di Wang. Okay.
I think it is Wang Di.
Yeah. When you speak in the Mandarin, you say Wang Di. Okay.
Wang Bi.
It's not a Wang Bi. It's a Wang Di. Okay. Wang is my family name. Di is my first name.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What time to check the comment again? What's that? Local space have been producing the mask buckles. Wow, over 2,000 in the last week. It's really cool, great. Cassie, how many printers do you have?
At the moment, I have 7 3D printers.
You have 7, yeah. You mentioned that before, as you have many printers, so you can print.
Or is it 8? Hold on. 1, 2, 3.
You can print many face shaders.
Yeah, I have 7 because I just got my first resin printer earlier this week.
7. I love my Sovol printers. Thank you very much. I'm very glad to see such comments. Like they say, I love Sovol printer or other live or others.
Yeah. Thank you, Stephen, for supporting us.
Yeah. He bought 2 SVO1. I remember that. he got the second SVO1 in last week I think.
Is Sovol considering making a resin printer?
Resin printer. No, I don't know. I don't know if maybe not. They don't have the plan until now. They don't have the plan to make a resin printer until now. But just we have some resin light, the UV light.
You do have the UV lights, yes.
Yeah. They can check, but it is not available on our website. They can check on Amazon.
Heidi is printing a Buddha statue.
Yeah, this one. So I don't. Oh, I just showed the back of it. So you can see that clearly. It is printed with PLA, the red PLA filament.
Verhagen, the little fan duct, are you talking on the part cooling fan broke? Because the STL file for that is in the files section.
Yeah, I think he is talking about this one fan duct. No need to buy. No need to order another one. You can print. You can print that. We have the STL file in our user group. Also, you can search SVO1 fan duct on ThingWorks. So green bit or black bit. So I answered this one. Did they say anything? Sorry, I didn't see much. I didn't talk much about that. Oh, we are still printing the fast shaders. With green PLA filament, right?
You are very correct.
Yeah, that it looks working well. Then I can answer this question. Just I got the introduction of SBO2, and we have to improve the content because it is not complete, not perfect. So the engineers still just they have to add some content on the manual in case when you install that or using that have some just small questions. So when we write the manual of SVO1, some people have the questions about Z limit switch and Z limit switch and the filament sensor. Because the manual is not clear, so they have some questions about that. According to that experience, so we have to be more careful, more informative to just to give more information on the manual. So perhaps
So has
to,
anybody shared the live stream yet?
maybe not. I didn't see anyone share our live stream. Or we already do the live stream 15 minutes, but no. So we will share, we will give away this face mask
Yes, yes.
because we already have 15 minutes people waiting this
Okay,
mask.
no problem, no problem.
Yeah. Maybe this time you go to use that software for giveaway. You copy their name on that website and I share the screen. They will say their name if their name are on this page.
Okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
All right. While you two work on that, I'm gonna answer a question from Verhagen real quick. Okay.
Okay.
Verhagen asked, "How did I get the nice blue stripes on my Sovol here?" Um, I found them on AliExpress. I think I paid $6 for I think 10 meters, so 30 feet of the little dust covers for the extrusion. I also picked up red, blue, black, and red, blue, black, and yellow is what I picked up. They're very cheap and it keeps a lot of the dust out of all the holes in the extrusion.
Oh, very cheap. Okay. Also, someone have not other colors. Maybe I say some people post their picture of the printers. They have green color and
White.
yeah,
I've seen
this
white.
yeah. So just we go giveaway. So the ruler is if you do you need they share our live stream or other?
Sure, sure. So guys, please share our links on your social media so that more people can experience the magic of our 3D printer. Okay.
Okay, so if they shared our live stream, then you go to that website to just select two person to give this mask.
Yeah.
I'm not completely sure about this, but if we were to have more and more and more people watching our live streams, I think there'd be a lot more incentives to watch the live stream. So the more we share, the more we will grow, and the more people that will end up part of our little community we've built.
So, oh, I think. Wait a moment. Okay, you go. You copy their name. Yeah, just like Steven said. I should. Then you copy his name on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really do want to thank all of you for hanging out and talking with us and asking questions. This really is a high point of my week. I enjoy talking with you guys. And if you guys have any questions throughout the week when it's not a live stream, go ahead and shoot me a message and I'll do what I can. Like I said, I do work full time and I do a lot of printing and helping others. So if you have any questions, just shoot me a message and I'll see what I can do for you, okay? Hello, Brian. You almost missed us. I'm in Mountain Time, so very good point, Casey. Casey said to continue focusing on great content and good on-screen chemistry, and the community will grow well.
I'm just trying to figure out how to use that website to copy your name and do this giveaway. So, because we use this StreamYard, I can't copy your name, so I have to type your name later by later. So, I hope you have the patience to wait that. I will check who shared our.
So first,
stream,
Steven and William and Ross have shared.
And
Russ, R-U-S-S. Yeah.
William, right?
Yeah, William.
Yeah. Is this another one? I remember you have the Red Dragon before.
This is the nine-tailed fox from Naruto.
Yeah. Remember you have a red one.
Oh, you're talking about the dragon.
Yeah.
He's on the other side of the room at the moment, so.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. So Wahagan, is asking, are we doing the giveaway? Yes, we got the lucky draw. So once you guys finish the sharing of the link, yeah, we will start a lucky draw. Okay.
So. can you see this page? Justin is sure his model, but I already opened another page.
It's okay. I was
They
just
can say what
trying to entertain them while you guys were figuring things out.
I just copy the name randomly. Hi, Gray. Could you cover James? Okay, I will notice that. I will. So we'll talk about in the next live stream or other live stream. Sorry, I think I have some message I didn't respond to you, but because I asked 2 days of before, so but I will respond to you after end this live stream. Just please don't worry.
Okay. We also
James.
add the one race.
Yeah.
And also one race. He
One
also
race
share.
also, okay. You know, one race win a build touch last live stream, but he don't want the build touch because he doesn't have SVO1.
Oh, I see.
So I sent him the PPU filament.
Brian, so you asked on the next live stream if we could cover jams, why
And
they
no-
happen, and how to fix them.
Mhm.
Jams happen a lot when your temperature is too low
Oh, and the gens. Oh, gens,
because
gens already there.
Yeah. And
if the temperature is too low, it cannot melt the plastic fast enough for it to be extruded. Your little motor is sitting there trying to push this hard plastic through the little hole. Unless it's hot enough, it can't do it. So there's one reason. So temperature. Another reason. If you have your nozzle too close to the bed, it'll partially block the nozzle.
I will add your name now.
And it can cause another type of jam. A third type of jam is especially when you're changing filaments. When you're changing your filament, I extrude a little bit and then I quickly remove the filament while holding that little lever back on your extruder. Reason being is you want to push that molten filament out the nozzle and try to remove the not molten filament. So when you're pulling out and you have hot liquid on the end and you pull that up through the PTFE tube, that right there can cause a jam. And that is actually called a cold jam because that molten plastic that was down in there, you pulled up into the PTFE tube and now it cooled off and it's hard. Sometimes, the last time I had that happen, I actually took another piece of filament and I had to press real hard to go through and get to push that unmelted filament back into the hot zone. But that is another cause for jams. Also, retraction settings. We don't see it as much for direct drive systems like on the Sovol SVL1 because the retraction settings for, at least me anyway, I'm sitting at about 1.2 millimeters at about 35 millimeters per second. Now, it doesn't sound like much, but especially if you're doing a model that has lots of tiny little pieces and your extruder is having to retract, 5, 10, 15 times in a row, there's a little buildup that keeps coming back up that PTFE tube, causing another cold jam. I noticed it more on like long length Bowden systems. Um, one of my other printers, I have a 1 meter long Bowden tube. And in order to get good retractions, I got to have 9.5 millimeters millimeters at 80 millimeters per second. So that's almost 10 millimeters. So I see it a lot with that machine, but I see it less with the direct drive system like this.
Yeah, just the actual distance to the nozzle supposed to just put a paper on the bag and jack it if it has some noise. I don't know how to describe that noise. Maybe you are more nature. Yeah.
All right, the actual distance from the nozzle to the build plate, a lot of people use a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And there's also a second part to that. It's not only the distance there, but in your slicer, what do you have your first layer set at? So when you look at it, I usually set my first layer at 100%. And if you're using, let's say, 0.2 millimeter layer height, then the distance between the nozzle and the bed you'll want it to be less than that so that you get the proper squish on that first layer to get it to really adhere to the bed. So it kind of depends on your layer height, what it actually will be. After I actually go through and level my bed, I set usually 3 or 4 brims around a large model. And as it's going around, I go through and make minute adjustments to the scroll wheels underneath to go through and make sure I have that nice squish that it'll be uniform all the way around.
So the average retraction, is it 6 millimeters?
Average retraction, I am running 1.2 millimeters is what I'm using for PLA. See,
Okay.
the retraction will go through and change with the type of material you're printing, the type of temperatures you're running, but most of them should be around the 1 to 3 millimeter range. If you're hitting 6 millimeter range, I think there's something else going on with your printer.
Okay. So what's your retraction speed when you print with PLA?
In order to go through and find those retractions, I recommend finding the retraction towers on Thingiverse. And the key is to try to get it as low as you possibly can without having stringing. I've seen it all the times, all the tiny hairs, all the little wisps here and there. And if you start off every filament with a temperature tower to find that perfect temperature that filament needs to be printed at to give you quality prints, and then follow that up with the retraction towers, you should have amazing prints 90% of the time if you just do those two things.
I'm always looking their comments. just like this add me to the list. Okay, then I begin to sit. Is it a sit? Say.
Okay, guys. The most exciting time now. Now is the time to see who's are the luckiest.
Oh,
So,
okay.
guys, hold your breath. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Yes!
Okay. Now, let us see who are the 2 luckiest. Okay, start.
What's that?
Okay, just close it and return to that page. Sorry, guys. One page, another page just pop up. That's not nothing related to this. Okay. Sorry, guys. So
How does that? Oh, just click one.
yes, now the Lucky Joe start. Hold your breath, guys.
I'm gonna pass out.
Think. And make people be nervous.
Yeah, hold your breath. Who are the luckiest? Oh,
James.
congratulations, James! You are the
James,
you are the first winner. So, James, congratulations! Now you can get the 5 facial marks. Okay. It's very hard for us to get these facial marks. These are the KN95 facial marks. It's
Ooh.
the equivalent of the N95. Okay.
Congratulations, James. You know what? James really don't want. Actually, he really don't like to have a Sovol T-shirt.
Uh,
Also, he chatted with me. He chatted with me on Messenger, and he mentioned many times, just give me a Sovol T-shirt.
Oh, James, thank you for your support.
Yeah,
So, we are considering, let's say, use the Sovol T-shirt as maybe next times.
sure. We give away when you didn't come this company. I already give away 2 T-shirts last week.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we will give that T-shirt to the store and customize it. Then we will also have our silver T-shirt.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Brian, I apologize. I'm still working on my new Cura 4.5 profile. I had my hard drive crash here about 3 weeks ago, and I lost every single profile for every one of my printers. Making a profile is not very hard, I know, but I've been making profiles for all 7 printers on both Simplified 3D and for Cura 4.5. So it's taken me a little time, but I will go ahead and get that back out there once I do have it. One of my originals was on there for, I think, Cura 4.1. It should be in the files section, but it might be a little bit before I can get the 4.5 out there for you guys.
Uh, Actually, we also have some spare, so we can do another do another giveaway.
Yes.
Just choose
So,
one more person.
yeah, so we can have another round of the Lucky Joe. Okay. So now we will enter the name and let the magic happen.
So I have to type their name again.
Yeah. So, guys, we apologize, let's say, for this inconvenience. So next time we will apply a more convenient software so
I
that
think the StreamYard is very good, but
yeah, but
when we do the giveaway, we have to type their name.
yeah, it takes too much effort. Okay.
Yeah.
Next time we will
This
use another one. Okay.
Another one we can't invite a member to join our live stream. Like
But yeah, but we keep the string, yeah, but we use another Lucky Joe software.
Okay, let's see if we can find a better software.
Yeah. So we scroll back and we Casey, I remember Ryan and the Ross.
The the person from YouTube channel I haven't typed his name. Okay, still share.
Sorry. Let me.
What can I do, Andrew?
Sorry, mate.
You have to type your own that page.
What I wanna do is, and yeah, and copy the link to the next one. Yeah, so that we can type in a easier way. Okay. Here, from here, let me check.
Casey Reinhardt mentioned, Justin, have you heard of 3D Optimizer cloud software
On the
that
left to
builds great, quick tests to tune any printer and dial in settings like retraction? Casey, I have not actually heard of that. Though after the mention of that, I do want to go through and check it out. Thank you. Fastest speed that I've printed PLA,
Name
um,
you can chat with him.
sure.
180 millimeters per second. It was really just to see if I could do it and if it turned out well enough to go through and use.
Do you have any plan how to learn 3D printer? You are a 3D printer beginner.
Yes, I do have some plan to learn more about 3D printing. So what I did before is like say I enter the technology department and learn how to install the machine. So actually now even though you just give me the spare part of the Sovol one, I know how to install it. And I also planning to let's say to bring one machine back to my home. So let's say I can yeah, yeah.
You can take to SVO1 to your home.
Yeah, so I want to get one back to my home and then I can print every day and then use the screws and the screwdrivers to play with a different part. Yeah, so that I think in this way I can get familiar with the 3D printer in a very short time.
That's very cool. So you can do the job like a engineer.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. And also, let's say, Justin and Terry, they are very helpful. Yeah. So if I have any,
you can ask them.
yeah, if I have any questions, I will just ask them. All right.
That's all.
Yes, both Terry and I both offered you assistance, and we got additional ways of contacting each other just to help him get everything figured out.
Hello, 3D printer Vicky.
Heidi, are you considering taking one home to learn as well?
I think I don't. As if they like to give me a printer to take to my home, maybe I will.
I think it would be very beneficial for both of you to learn
Sure.
the basics, at the very least, of 3D printing. Get your feet wet a little bit, and it'll make answering the questions a lot easier.
Yeah. I still think Cura is a bit difficult for me. How do you think? Do you know Cura?
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it is a software let's say allow you to modeling for the 3D printing.
It's not a design, but it's to slice the model.
Oh
Then you can print that. If
yeah,
you use 3D design software, you have to use another software.
I see.
So how many slicer software do you know?
Well, currently I just noticed.
Or, or you only know Cura?
Yeah.
So you guys can let us know how many slicer software are there and which software which slicer software are you using at the moment? So Alex will know more slicer software.
That I know of, there's 5 kind of main ones. Uh,
I've,
uh, there's the Cura, Simplified
yeah,
3D.
yeah, simplify
I've heard a
3D.
lot of Prusa Slicer, which I think is, I don't know, I haven't used it. There's also Creality Slicer, and a lot of them were like outdated knockoffs of Cura.
Yeah.
At least
We,
the Tronxy Slicer was. I don't know. Uh, the Creality Slicer I only used to go through and upload the new firmware to the SVO1. It works very well because it is a Creality 2.2 board in the SVO1.
we
Um,
also use Cura and the simplify 3D. So
let's us also add the one rest. Okay.
okay.
Verhagen videography would like to be added to the drawing this time if you could. Idea Maker, I've never actually heard of that as a slicing software. Rawl, don't worry about the noob questions. We get noob questions every day. We were all new at one point, and we're just here to help each other out. So
Mm.
don't worry about the noob part. But what types of filament can you use? Filaments, you can use any type of 1.75 millimeter filament. So, but other than that, that's basically your restriction. Now, the other things that might go through and stop you from using a type of filament will be your nozzle. All
Hello, see,
PLA and ABS and PETG, those will print just fine. But once you get into uh, materials that have the additives like the wood, carbon fiber, glow in the dark, and glitter filaments, anything that has additives, they're a lot more abrasive and will go through and eat through a nozzle. So the extruder itself doesn't keep you from doing it, but the nozzle will.
imagination to form. Your name is too long.
So we just put the imagination layer. Okay.
Yeah. I want to see things C and X take. I think I may know your name on. I think I may know you, but I don't know your name. I know your YouTube channel, C and X Take. He did a great job on his YouTube channel. Yes.
William, very true.
Oh,
He said temp limits and fumes are a consideration, but really you should probably print below 245C. Reason being, there's PTFE tube inside the extruder, no, the hot end, and it doesn't like temperatures more than that, and it might melt or turn black, and it'll cause you lots and lots of jams and issues.
the one is the software you to receive. The one D, the one D, the one D. So let's see how many people are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, we have 15 people here.
Yeah,
So,
now we have 15 people now on the list of the lucky draw. So who else wanna join? Please share the link on your social media, okay? Who else wanna join? Okay.
okay, I think many of them already shared. Let's wait. Let me check our page.
At this time, they're giving away some face masks.
Yeah, first mask was this one.
Yes, we are giving away the KN95 facial mask.
How can we? Let's see. Let's see. This one.
That I know of, Sovol does not have their own slicer.
Oh, so we will give away this one. So I think many people's name are in the name list, right?
So anyone we miss? So if no one, we are going to
Why
start.
does Sovol have their own slicer? We don't have Sovol slicer software. Our SVOY even is not on Cura, so you have to add the printers CR10. Then you change the data size and you can begin your 3D printing. So I will just save.
Okay, guys, the most exciting time now come.
Oh,
So, see who is the next luckier. Hold your breath, guys.
you're really like a professional host.
Hold your breath. Hold your breath. So, who is the next luckier?
You know we can't see the name list, right?
Oh, congratulations, Andrew! Andrew, congratulations!
So Angela still here? Is Angela still here? Any news for larger so hey CNX
Andrew, are you still here?
we are making the larger solar. It is too.
Ryan?
Congratulations to Andrew.
That's okay. We can contact the Andrew later, okay?
Sure. Just
Okay, Andrew.
Andrew is still here.
You got the prize. 5K and 5 facial masks just for you, okay? Congratulations.
So, is there any other questions? Because it's 11:13 a.m. here.
So, guys, do you still have any questions? Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Either the questions related to the 3D printing, or either you just wanna learn more about me, learn more about this newbie. Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite food?
Oh, good question. So, I love the seafood very much, especially the prawn. Yeah, you know, one dish I love very much is the garlic prawn.
Garlic prawn.
Yeah.
Is prawn like shrimp or is it
Actually, it's much larger than shrimp.
like lobster?
Not as large as a lobster, but it's pretty big. When you put it in your mouth, it take a while for me to swallow it, and when I chew it, oh my god, it's so tasty. I feel like it's just dancing on my tongue. Oh,
What's the difference between Chinese food and Australian food? You think?
Oh, that is a very good question. So for the Chinese food, we got many ways to cook. Okay, like the
Yeah.
fry, like the steam, yeah, and so on. But for the Australian food, you know what? I I have to be honest because the local Australian told me, let's say, the traditional Australian food like the meat pie or like the yeah like the fish and chips. Yeah, because Australia is a multicultural country. Yeah, so like you can try the different kind of food from the different countries in Australia. But for their oriented food, I I didn't try too much.
Okay. Uh, uh, 500 and 500 print is too large, I think. Do you love this such a large printer?
I would love a printer that size.
Wow.
Honestly, I am secretly thinking about making a 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter printer.
1 meter. It's really it's too large.
There will be some vibration issues and things that I'll have to figure out, but with my knowledge of 3D printing, I think I can get it done.
Wow.
Well,
What?
that's going to be the length of my extrusion. So the build size will probably be about 8 to 900 cubed.
1 meter and 1 meter. What stuff do you want to print?
Car.
Car.
Oh, crazy!
Amazing. Really.
So which kind? Do you have a picture of the car? Let's say you want to print.
That was actually just the first thing that came to mind. I don't know what I'm going to print yet, but
It's just an idea.
there was a guy and his son that was printing a Lamborghini Countach, and that would be absolutely amazing. But I think I'd need a little bit more money to go through and take on that one.
Sure, you need so many filaments.
Yeah,
Um,
and fewer 3D printers maybe,
yeah.
or more. Depends on how you look at it.
Looking forward to see you print your car, your 3D printed car.
I don't want a girlfriend. I'm married.
Oh, married.
Yeah,
No.
the Justin is a good man.
Yeah. Justin have a little have a beautiful doctor. Yeah. I remember his doctor.
Yes, I have a 16-year-old daughter, 14, 16,
Yeah,
15, no,
16.
sorry, 16, 14, and 13 are the three kids that I got.
Oh, 3 kids. Okay.
Good night, Brian.
A bed printer in works to make masks. Yes, Justin is printing fashion shirts. Any plans for
I'm going for Core XY, yes.
uh
That's what my other larger style printer is upstairs, is a Core XY, and I love it.
yeah. Also many people mention that just make a Core XY printer. What's the advantages of a Core XY printer?
Core XY printers have extremely long belts. That's about the only downside to them. With
Oh,
the Core XY printer, you have two motors mounted. It's a cube style printer, and there's two motors mounted in the back.
oh, two motors.
And the belts go up across the machine, back up to the gantry, and then back around the gantry, back around the motors. So, but those two motors running forward or backward will go through and move your gantry system forward, back, left, and right. and it can change movement and momentum so quickly and smoothly. It's just great. The biggest key factor is you don't have your heavy bed going through and moving back and forth along with whatever you're printing. So that momentum of the mass of what you're printing along with your bed moving back and forth, that doesn't happen on a Core XY machine because all your movement for back and forth is all taken care of by those two motors on that system. So your Z usually goes up or down, but like on Cartesian, you have your Y, your bed moves back and forth, and then your gantry takes care of your X and your Z.
Okay.
On the Core XY, your X and Y are taken care of by the gantry system, and then the Z moves by itself. So you don't have to go through and move your model and your bed all around.
Anyway, I will let our engineer knows that you guys really want a Core XY print. Then say if they have any plan or idea about that.
Very true CNX tech. It is very hard to explain.
Rose that. So Ron just order SVO1. So is it in the on the way? I just this is just my thought. I think.
I like to design and build things, so I have lots of extra spare parts laying around from different builds, machines, upgrades, stuff like that. That I'm just going to kind of go through and put that to work.
Really hard to explain. So very things just to let me just have some imagination about the code XY print. But I already searched some pictures about that. I also know some XY print because many people mentioned that. So I searched on internet and on Amazon just say what called XY print they already have. Oh, is it time to go bed? I noticed some people said good evening and good night. What's the time in your sitting, Justin?
It is almost 9:40 at night.
9:40. It's not too late, I think. But maybe in other states, the time may be different. But
Yeah, some places it's probably 10, 11, and midnight already. So
yeah,
thank you very much for allowing me to join you for your live show. It really was a pleasure.
yeah.
Very
Thanks.
nice to meet you, Alex.
Oh, nice to meet you too. And thank you for supporting us, guys. And also, I really want to say a big thanks to Justin.
Yeah.
He is very enthusiastic on the 3D printing, and meanwhile, he is also very friendly. So, guys, if you got any questions related to our product or any technical issues, feel free uh, to ask us or just ask Justin. Okay?
Oh, great. You just enter our live stream now. Uh,
Are you ready to start over now?
yeah. Brain is here. Many people know you because you did some videos on your channel, many videos on your channel, and you also taste SVO1. So also thanks Brain. missed you missed you on live stream today.
Good night, Alex. And everyone else, there's so many to list. I'm not even
Uh,
going to try. No offense. But thank you for being here.
so just it's time for you to go back.
I think I'm ready for bed, yeah. I've been up since 4:45 this morning.
Oh, okay, it's no problem.
All
To end, yeah,
Yeah, good.
because we already have 1 hour and 14 minutes. It's very nice you are still watching our live stream and talking here. So
Yeah,
much
good night,
thanks.
Justin. Yeah.
Good night,
It's hot
Justin.
in here.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for having me.
Good night.
Thank you.
So we have so did you have anything want to talk with the those people?
Yeah. So, guys, thank you for supporting Sovol. So, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us. Okay. So, either you can ask us in the messenger or leave the commentary under our YouTube channel. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay. Okay, guys.
So thanks everyone. Mm, so we just end end this live.
Wait. So, guys, thank you for supporting us. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay. Yeah, either through the messenger or either leave the comments under our YouTube videos, or shoot us an email. We got our email on our official website. So, Hedy, could you please type our email there?
Sure. So guys, this is our email. If you have any questions or requirements, just email us or send message to our Facebook. You know, I'm always on Facebook Messenger, so just feel free to send me message if you have any questions.
And guys, we will have another live streaming next week. So please keep an eye on our Facebook page and our Facebook group. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. You also need to follow our Facebook page. If you followed us, you won't miss any notification from us. So nice to have you in this live stream. We will end this live stream.
Yeah. So guys, thank you very much, and we will see all of you again next week. Okay.
Yeah. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah. Have a nice dream, guys. Sleep tight.